Hey YouTube, what's going on? Today we're going to be giving an updated settings video for Season 3 Reloaded. Starting off with controller and sensitivity, I play at 165. I was at a 17, but I noticed the sensitivity since Verdansk dropped felt a little bit different, so we changed to 165 and I've been really enjoying it. All of these should be off. And if you play on a regular controller as I do, I would definitely recommend getting used to L1 R1 to shoot instead of your back triggers for less pull time. Vibration, trigger effect, those should both obviously be off. Sorry. And then here are my dead zones. For aiming advanced settings, we're going to be using dynamic, but the most important part is make sure your curve slope is at 1. You want to be using dynamic and you want your curve slope at 1. For for custom sensitivity zoom, your low zoom and your 2 zoom times 3, you want at 0.85. Both of these you want at 0.85 for a slightly quicker ADS when using low scope optics. That's all we touch in aiming. Over to movement. Sprint assist. Tactical sprint assist is what you want to be using, and you want your sprint assist delay at 2. I found this to give the most responsive time. When it's at 0, there's a slight delay. 2, I noticed, is a hot spot and really works. Sprint assist sideways and backwards, you want both of these on. Mantle assist, you want off. Crouch assist, you want off. Corner slice, you want off. Movement behavior, this one is preference, but hybrid is by far the best movement and the only one I think you should be using. Sprint restore, slide maintain sprint. You want both of those on, so you keep tac sprint at all times. Parachute automatic behavior, I would definitely turn this off so you can drop to the ledges of buildings closer and not worry about getting beamed as you're trying to drop down. And mantle cancels reload, you want off. Over to combat, there's really nothing in here that you need to change aside armor plate behavior. I would definitely apply all, so you start putting all plates on instead of doing it individually. Down to graphics. We will start with we'll start here with NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency. I notice the game performs best when I have on plus boost. Now, if you are GPU bound, you are going to want to use on. But if you are CPU bound, you are going to want to use on plus boost. VSyncs you want off. Custom frame rate, this is another one that is kind of personal preference on your PC. This is FPS, so that one will be personal preference. Pause game when rendering, you want off. Reduce quality, you want off. Now over to quality. For upscale sharpening, you want fidelity cast. This 100% is the only one you want to be using. You want these off. VRAM scale target at about 75. Now down to textures and details. Everything here should pretty much be normal or low unless you want your game to be looking extremely high detailed. That will take away from FPS and take away from performance. So again, that's another one that's optional. I would definitely recommend having these on at least normal, if not low. On-demand texture streaming, you definitely want this on minimal, and you want your local texture streaming quality on low. Shadows, again, are kind of like detail. You can have all of these normal, low, off. It's kind of a preference thing on how highly detailed you want your game to look. Same with your environment. All of these are optional. I would definitely recommend turning all of these off or to low, but it's optional. Over to view. I personally was playing on 120, but I dropped down to 117 because I noticed the aim assist just felt miles better when playing on 117. So I would definitely recommend anywhere between 115 and 120. 117 was the hot spot for me. For ADS field of view, you want that on affected. For weapon field of view, you want that on wide so the weapon is smaller, you can see more on your screen. Motion blurs, you definitely want off. You don't want your screen shaking and blurry as you're engaging in a gunfight. Camera movements, you also want at least, which would be least 50%. And that's all you have for graphics. Last thing we have here is audio. So I can promise you I have tried every single one of these audios, every single one for days on end. Headphone bass cut I was using for a few days and I did enjoy, but I do have to say overall I think Treyarch Mix is the best audio. For the rest of the settings here, I'll leave it so you can take a look. Mute licensed music, obviously self-explanatory, optional. I have it off because I stream on YouTube, so I don't want the copyright, so we do have that off. Other than that, the only other thing I would be able to show you is a thing, color customization, that a lot of people have been curious about. You go here into your interface, second tab, color customization, and you can make your enemy a different color if you'd like. So when you ping an enemy, he's pink, blue, whatever color you'd like. All of that is optional. I would definitely turn these to 100% so the pings are nice and vibrant for you. But other than that, those are the settings. Let's have a banger season. I appreciate you, YouTube. Make sure you tune into the next video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It's greatly appreciated. We're on the road to 1K. Let's go.